Actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa were found dead in their home. The tragic news instantly became the main topic of discussion on social media and news portals. The story is gaining more and more mysteries right before our eyes. A mystical tape, a tunnel under the house, a call to emergency services, dead bodies. Today we delve into the horrific details of Gene Hackman's story. Gene and Betsy. Let's go over what is known at the moment and turn to the history of Betsy Arakawa and Gene Hackman. The actor first appeared on screen in the 1960s. He gained widespread fame when he was 38 years old. This happened after his role in director Arthur Penn's film Bonnie and Clyde. There, he played a supporting character and was nominated for an Oscar. His star moment came in 1971 when he played the lead role in the crime thriller The French Connection. This film brought him the long-awaited Oscar statuette and solidified his position in the film world. The actor continued to actively appear in various genres, including superhero films, such as the two Superman movies featuring Christopher Reeve in the late 70s. Among other notable works, his participation in films like The Firm by Sidney Pollack, Crimson Tide by Tony Scott, and The Mexican by Gore Verbinski can be highlighted. The actor has nearly 100 roles to his credit. Hackman had 3 children from his first marriage. He lived with Faye Maltese, his first wife, for 30 years, and they divorced in 1986. In 2017, Faye passed away. Gene met Betsy Arakawa while he was still in his first marriage. Later, he denied that the affair was the reason for the breakup with his first wife. Gene considered the main problem in his relationship with Faye to be the long decline of feelings between them. Betsy was and remained devoted to music until the end of her life. She was a classical musician. Despite the large age difference, she and Gene started a romance. Soon, Betsy became his second wife. They also lived together for more than 30 years and faced death together. They lived in a secluded mansion worth $4 million in Santa Fe, New Mexico. In 2004, Gene Hackman retired from his acting career. He continued his creative journey, but now as a writer. The latest photos of the actor, taken by paparazzi, Yoldoto, show us an innocent old man finishing his meal and strolling around the city with his wife. The picture of Gene Hackman's life appears to be quite peaceful. From the outside, one might even say that it was a happy time of meeting old age. The couple hardly interacted with others. They preferred a secluded lifestyle, and even used grocery delivery services. They enjoyed each other's company and their 3 German Shepherd dogs. They did not have any children together. Gene's daughter shared a heartfelt and touching speech about how proud she is of her father and the actor he was. At the time of his death, Jim was 95 years old. Betsy was 65. 2-time Oscar winner, beloved by millions. John Hackman is remembered by everyone as a cinema legend. Let's also talk about the house where the couple lived. The house was not bought from other people. The mansion was designed by the creative couple to reflect their love for art and culture. It was even written about in magazines as an art object. Gene's acquaintances noted that he had become quieter lately. He stopped riding his bicycle and became a recluse. On one hand, this might raise suspicions. Why did the man suddenly change his behavior sometime before his death? On the other hand, these facts are not unusual. Before death, many elderly people become significantly slower and start leading a reclusive lifestyle. Details of the case. Call to 911 service. Santa Fe 911. What happened to you? Hello, I am the caretaker of Santa Fe Summit. I think we just found 2 or 1 deceased in the house. Is it a man or a woman? It's a woman and a man. I don't know, sir. Just send someone here quickly. What is the address here? I will wait for you at the gate. Give me 1 second. The bodies were found by specialists who periodically help the family with household chores. According to the assistants, the last time they spoke on the phone with Hackman, or rather with his wife, was on February 11th. After that, they did not come until February 26th. Upon arriving and noticing the bodies through the window, they immediately called the police. The front door of the house was open. The sight through the window made the worker's stomach turn. Near the actor's body, sunglasses and his cane were found. The sad news of the actor's death spread across all news channels on February 26, 2025. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Department reported that the death was nonviolent. The main theory is considered to be the sudden death of both due to heart problems. The deaths of the married couple were considered unremarkable, but for a short time the tragedy seemed like a sad Hollywood story. Unexpectedly, a search warrant was issued. The police considered their tragedy ambiguous. Now their deaths are being studied more thoroughly as the causes are unknown and the emerging details raise more and more questions. During the investigation, it was found that Betsy's body had been there longer than it might seem. There were clear signs of mummification on the body. Jim also died 16 days before he and his wife were discovered. Both spouses died on the same day, as did one of their dogs. Betsy might have died first, and Gene, upon seeing her, couldn't cope with the grief and also passed away. The tragedy occurred after Arakawa returned home. According to the examination, she suffered from a rare disease, hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. It can be contracted under certain circumstances by inhaling dust containing the droppings of infected rodents. The initial symptoms of the disease resemble a common cold, but soon a critical stage occurs. The patient's condition rapidly deteriorates, oxygen levels in the blood drop, and ultimately the person dies from acute heart failure. The police suspect that Betsy Arakawa died first, probably without even realizing what was happening. Betsy Arakawa was found dead in her bathtub. The woman was lying on the floor with pills scattered around her. A heater was lying next to her head. The sheriff involved in the investigation stated that if the woman had fallen, the heater would have fallen to the floor as well. The pills found next to Betsy were not the cause of her death. There were no visible injuries on the bodies. The initial main theory of death was carbon monoxide poisoning. The theory of a malfunction leading to poisoning is supported by the fact that not only Betsy and Gene died, but also their dog. The death occurred for all three at the same moment, but a thorough investigation showed that there was no carbon monoxide leak. The theory was rejected. The dog named Xena, found dead, died because it was left locked in a carrier after Arakawa's death. On that unfortunate day, she took the pet with her. 2 other dogs living in the house were found alive. These are the main known details of the death confirmed by investigators. Hackman's tunnel. As Hollywood mourned the great actor, a shocking news was published. A chilling discovery was made in Hackman's house. A new chapter of the investigation. A tunnel was found under the actor's mansion. This large space was deliberately omitted from the house's layout. Among all those interested, even more questions arose about this case. The entrance to the underground was hidden behind an old wooden panel in the basement and led to a narrow staircase. Inside the eerie room, boxes with documents and papers were found. Some things stood calmly in the corner, while others were scattered chaotically on the damp floor. Strange symbols were drawn on the walls. It seemed as if the investigators had disrupted a mystical idyll that had reigned in this place for many years. The most eerie discovery was an iron door that had long since become rusty. It had no handle or keyhole. Has the door still not been opened? Or is it only closed to the public? It gives the impression that the authorities themselves do not understand what is happening, and the FBI's findings are increasingly frightening them. In the papers from the tunnel, photographs of unknown people were discovered. All these people were captured at meetings that will also remain a mystery to ordinary people. Mystical strangers at unknown gatherings, that's how the photos can be described. There were also handwritten documents in the boxes. Visually, these papers resemble children's scribbles. It's hard to make out much on these papers. Logically, these notes are written in code, and whoever encoded the information in them clearly did not want them to be discovered. What if Hackman was indeed a member of some community? Or maybe the secret is literally hidden somewhere in the tunnel. One of the witnesses mentioned seeing something elongated and large being carried out of Gene Hackman's tunnel as if it were someone's bones or a body. Of course, there is no evidence yet. This leads to the thought that in the mysterious damp place, there were not only papers but also actual human remains. Although there is a possibility that these are animal bones that died in the dungeon. Neighbors and passers-by report noticing suspicious activity at night. Some speak of a mysterious light, while others mention that something loud, like a large generator, was constantly running in the actor's house. The family's dogs were coughing loudly before the tragedy. Could it be that the tunnel slowly began to consume the residents above it? It turns out that the actor's reclusive lifestyle was merely a facade for the public. In reality, a secret was hidden in his house and beneath it, which he and his wife kept for a long time and took to the grave. Based on this information, a theory about the emergence of the Betsy disease is forming. You must admit the disease is quite peculiar. And how could she have possibly contracted it, while living in a huge, expensive mansion? What if Gene's hobbies put his family in danger? The Digger of Secrets. It is known that Hackman became a writer after leaving his acting career. The themes of his stories lean towards history and the study of past times. What do you think of the theory that this tunnel was dug by him because he discovered artifacts under the house that compelled him to dig further and further? What if it was from constant contact with the damp underground that Arakawa could have contracted this deadly syndrome? When Hackman's underground discoveries became known to the public, the mystery of the couple's demise took on an even more sinister character. In addition to mysterious documents, photographs, a massive iron door, and strange symbols on the walls, a mysterious audio cassette was discovered. Among the items retrieved from the tunnel, investigators found a cassette with a recording of Hackman's voice. The man spoke calmly, occasionally making excessively long pauses, which gave his speech a tinge of madness. His manner of speaking resembled that of a scientist who had accidentally discovered something that was meant to remain hidden forever. In the recording, Hackman spoke about a certain creature supposedly residing in his tunnel. In the background, frightening sounds and even dull thuds were distinctly audible, enhancing the atmosphere of anxiety and inexplicable horror. An old map was also found in the underground. It marked paths with crosses directly beneath Hackman's house. The map contained letters and symbols from the past. Next to the map, a box with wires and an old light bulb was found. When the light bulb was touched, a hum resonated throughout the tunnel. Such a sound is typical in these places and is necessary for searching for water and ore. It is likely that this hum was what Hackman's neighbors heard. But what was the map for, and what is this system for searching for minerals? Could this hum have awakened something underground? Besides the mysterious tape and map, Hackman's attraction to mysteries in his later years can be linked to his roles. In his films, he always played someone associated with secret services. Due to a strong attraction to history and the unknown, the man might have become fascinated with solving a mystery right under his house, one he could have invented himself. It is possible that all of this could be a progressing brain disease, such as Alzheimer's. Reality could have mixed with illusions. In this way, the man might have been delving deeper into the illness. In some sources, the presence of dementia in the man is indeed confirmed. Theories on the cause of death. The results of the autopsy are not yet known. Since there are no answers to the mysterious death of the couple yet, original theories about the mysterious death have started to appear on the internet. Let's discuss and highlight the most interesting ones among them. The idea of Gene Hackman's involvement in rituals and magic is not the last on the list of theories about his death. Yes, you heard that right. And this conspiracy theory even has its own basis. For a long time, the actor's Wikipedia page was passed from one unreliable hand to another. As a result, his biography may differ from the true one. Jim is suspected of being involved with healing medicine. It is said that the actor could heal and cure people with a magical gift. Another theory typical of the views of millions of laypeople is that the death of the actor and his wife is connected to his status as an informant. He might have actually worked in secret services. At some point, he might have become dangerous or unnecessary and was eliminated for that reason. Perhaps it's not far from the Illuminati either. Another theory about the death of Betsy and Jim is a connection to Jeffrey Epstein. Let me remind you, Epstein is famous for his scandal involving sex crimes in the notorious island. The financier was repeatedly accused of child trafficking and coercion into prostitution. The latest such case was the news about his trafficking of minors among celebrities. All the victims were brought to the island, where terrible things were done to them. Information was leaked about many celebrities visiting this island. Whenever there is a mysterious death of stars, people associate it with Epstein. A user on X noted that just before the Epstein files were published, the entire Hackman family was found dead. Such a coincidence cannot go unnoticed either. After the discovery of the tunnel, theories began to emerge that perhaps this place was part of a great Hollywood conspiracy. It could have served as a meeting place for celebrities or been just an element of a vast underground communication system. In Hackman's tunnel, numerous tools were found, the purpose of which remains unknown. Because of this, theories about experiments being conducted began to form. But over whom and who conducted the experiments remains a mystery. Dr. James Gill, a pathologist who specializes in such cases, suggested that the couple might have died of natural causes. Hackman was 95 years old and had pacemakers. It is likely that he had a heart attack, and his wife, upon seeing her beloved dead, might have experienced broken heart syndrome. Her heart could have stopped from the shock. There is also a reverse theory. Gene saw Betsy dead and died of a heart attack. The choice of which theory to believe is up to you. What happened next? Life after Gene Hackman remains a mystery and stands alone. Most people are afraid to buy an estate with an underground secret. There were talks about turning it into a Hackman museum instead of a residential house. On the other hand, according to investigators, it was decided to fill in the tunnel. It is unknown how things will actually turn out. Perhaps the authorities are afraid that if this place is left open any longer, something that Hackman spoke of might emerge from the depths. Neighbors still say that at night, even after Gene Hackman's death, a rumble can be heard in the mansion. Maybe the death of the tunnel's watcher wasn't the end of the story, but merely unleashed what resides there. The family's dogs were given to good homes. The four-legged companions will live out their days with other owners. They will remain the main witnesses to the mysterious demise of two creative and great people. It's a pity they can't tell us anything. The story of Gene Hackman is shrouded in darkness and mysteries that seem to run deeper than we could have imagined. Hackman, while exploring the secrets of the underground, put his entire family in danger. The tunnel beneath his house became a symbol not only of the mystery of his death but also of the troubling question: what exactly was hidden there? Is it possible that Hackman discovered something more than just a passage underground? What if the tunnel beneath his house was part of some secret society that no one will know about for many years? We can only speculate. Today, we try to unravel the tip of the iceberg of the mysterious deaths of Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa. Write what you think about this tangled story, and see you in a new video.